Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is TituElite and we are back in Best Served Cold episode 15 as we are going to try to find out why the hell Strava Stone died by the hand of Miss Olivia Carmine. And we've got a distinguished gentleman here in front of us on day 3, on this case number 2. Let's see who he is. I suspect he is the director. Lawrence Sullivan the fourth, I think. A distinguished gentleman approaches the bar and sits down. While he looks similar in age to Vincent, the way he carries himself suggests more vim and vigor. Hello there, pleasure to make your acquaintance. I presume you run this fine establishment? You presume correctly? Wonderful, it's always great to meet new people. Though my reputation precedes me, I feel it's important to make introductions regardless. I'm Lawrence Sullivan IV, theatre producer and director, great-grandson of Lawrence Sullivan III, and current patriarch of the venerable and well-respected Sullivan family. Yeah, I was right. Whoa, let me just check my notebook if we've got... Yeah, we now have the case. Only Olivia here, okay. Whoa. Our lineage is about as old as Bukovie itself. I doubt you could find a single major historical event in Bukovie's history that doesn't mention the involvement of one of my ancestors. The Lawrence Sullivan IV, famous opera producer at the Maverick? Yes, he likes that. The very same. Good to see I have fans in unexpected places. A speakeasy isn't the first establishment that comes to mind when one thinks of high culture, but good art permeates all strata of Bukovie's society. Would you like a drink? Why else would I frequent an illegal underground bar? Haha, Olivia certainly knows some interesting spots around this city. Olivia told you about this place? Yes, indeed. She told me about the fantastical portal to pre-prohibition times I could find hidden beneath Libraria. Unfortunately, due to recent events, she didn't have time to tell me exactly where to find the entrance. Fortunately, I know Vincent well enough. We've always moved in similar circles, so I simply asked him where to go, and here we are. Very good. Now then, how about that drink? What flavors do you enjoy? Now, bear in mind how I look while consuming the beverage. Perhaps something simple to represent my modesty, but with a little flair as the proverbial cherry on top. Okay? Right. Cherry on top. Simple with cherry on top. Let's see if I can make something worthy of your name. Ah, he likes that. Aha, that's the spirit. With cherry on top. No cherry, no cherry, no cherry. I don't have anything with cherry. Simple, with cherry on top, he says. Maybe the dry war. Let's see. Let's see if he likes that. Let's see. This drink was awfully average. When it's done, I'll have another glass. I look forward to spending more time here. Olivia did well to find this place and recommended it to me. As long as the police are investigating this unfortunate incident, I can't really travel out of the city anyway. With all that said, I bid you an adieu, my friend. Farewell, Mrs. Sullivan. So you didn't like the... or something. And who's this? Fashionable stranger. The stranger sits down at the bar, their eyes narrow as they regard each person in turn before turning to face you. You're not sure if they are annoyed or if that's just their eyebrows. Rough day? The trials and tribulations that have plagued me cannot be contained within a mere 24 hours. Though I deem it unfair to offload all my torment upon an innocent ear. You are refreshingly earnest, and he likes that. I am. My name is Rhys Kinreed. I was the prop master at the Maverick Opera House. Pleasure to meet you. After the tragedy at my former place of employment, I was told by many that I could use a drink. A blithely cheerful, blunt fellow pointed me in this direction. Killian said he had invited someone. He did not disclose his name, usually an essential first step when desperately trying to form a new friendship, especially bewildering when the friendship would be between two mismatched and strange bedfellows. Goddess, I'm so sour today, even I cannot stand it. I am somehow even more judgmental than usual this evening. I cannot quite believe this Killian fellow leapt on stage and tried to help. His lack of medical knowledge is staggering. His heart was in the right place, I suppose, but I'm not sure he knew the names or location of any of the other organs. Could I offer a drink in these trying times? Yeah, he liked that. Yes, in spite of it all, Killian was right. I could use a drink. I'm very curious to see what you will serve me on this moonlit evening. Any flavors you are fond of? Something light and sweet, not too strong. Something that symbolizes a fresh start. After tonight, I want to face tomorrow with renewed zeal. Okay, light and sweet, not too strong, and fresh start. Let's see, fresh start. Let me make something nice. I appreciate your hospitality. Okay. I don't see anything that represents a fresh start. Sweet femme fatale, we've got one. Or the ambush, which is very, very weak, but very sweet. So let's try first femme fatale. It will put him tipsy. Let's see if that's the right choice. This tastes like a liquid melancholy, and one in a glass. Not bad. I think I'll be back. The decor is a bit bright and garish for my tastes, but there's a shabby, faded grandeur I appreciate, personified by Vincent, whose eccentric manner is occasionally amusing. You're always welcome here. Nice. Rhys' mask of affected disinterest slips for a moment, and they let out a low breath. Perhaps a sigh of relief. You suspect they are going through a difficult time. Perhaps I can bring my friends along. The Ravenborn Society might enjoy it here. You need a new place to discuss this month novel. Now then, I can't stay around for too long this evening. I need to find a new job soon, and I must make sure I do not spiral into a pit of alcohol and self-pitying melancholy, as I do most Tuesdays. They put some coins on the counter, give a courteous nod, and walk off towards the exit, waving without looking back. Good luck, Rhys. Okay, so he's not going to be available. Do you have these new characters now on our case tab? We only have Rhys. Okay. So let's begin by eavesdropping. Mr. Sullivan, I need to talk to you in an official capacity about the recent events at the Maverick Theatre during the performance of the play you produced. Yes, very good. I say, aren't you that detective fellow? You have a strong jawline, distinctive. Have you ever acted or modeled? What? No, Mr. Sullivan, this is not the time for... I don't have much to do with the fashion world, but my cousin, Maurice, is looking for an unusual-looking gentleman who can showcase his three-piece suits on some billboards. I'm an officer of... What do you mean unusual? Oh, I meant it as a compliment, of course, not unusual in an unappealing way. You know, distinctive, striking. Mr. Lawrence, can I ask you about some unusual events on the night of the accident? Is that jawline so rugged? Yes, you'd make a fine leading man too, you know, if you had talent or charisma. Mr. Lawrence, can you tell me exactly where you were at? Some people will hear that they lack charisma and consider that an insult. Not me. I see true charisma all the time, and though it's essential on stage, I know that it comes not from practice or virtuous effort. Mr. Sullivan, if you could please listen to my questions carefully. All I want to know is... Charisma is like being tall or beautiful. Indeed, a part of physical charisma for a leading man is being tall, but what I'm really talking about is the charisma of personality. You know, the type of person who lights up a room with their smile, who makes your heart glow warm just because you are in their presence. You are not listening to me at all. I hate small talk. Small talk? We are discussing the most important aspect of a man's nature, their ability to inspire others with affection and connection. Mr. Lawrence, that's all very interesting, but if we could get back to my questions about the incident during the Lions... Ah, yes. Well, the Lions relied on a strong, charismatic male performer, somewhat stiff and unlikable at first, of course, not unlike you, but as the story progresses... Forget it, this is going nowhere, I hate the theater. Haha, good one, old fella. Okay. So maybe the machine will have something for me on these new characters. Yes, indeed. Lawrence Sullivan IV. Lawrence Sullivan IV, born 1860, is the son of Celine Sullivan and Jensen Sullivan II, and is the current patriarch of the notable Sullivan family. Lawrence Sullivan IV was named in honor of his great-grandfather Lawrence Sullivan III, known for his bravery during the coup against Emperor Leopold the Bold. With recent changes in the political and economic climate of Zara, the family's influence has diminished significantly, and Sullivans can be found working in finance, the arts, and even commerce. Mr. Sullivan had held no interest in pursuing a political career, opting instead to pursue his passion for the performing arts. Thanks to a series of connections within the industry, his first opera made his debut in 1980, titled Crossing. Lawrence took a risk hiring a diverse yet still inexperienced cast. The risk paid off as the play was a major success, kickstarting many notable careers such as those of Olivia Carmine, who played the lead female role. Since then, Lawrence was lauded within the industry for his ability to find and pick the right talent during production. He also boasts he has an excellent working relationship with the famous playwright Gail De Winter. In 1922-28, Mr. Sullivan announced that he would retire after his latest and final work, The Lions, premiering at the Maverick Opera House in Bukovie. Okay. What about Rhys? Rhys Kenreid, born 1901, is a citizen of Bukovie. They are listed as an employee at the Maverick Opera House, fulfilling the role of a prop master. During their 2 years of employment at the Maverick, they were credited for their role in a variety of plays, though not much else is known about them. The last entry is for the premiere of The Lions. So is kind of a mystery. Okay, I want to log off, indeed. So let's start with Detective. Hello, Elena. As you know, I think best in a bar. Something about the ambience clears the mind. Yeah, indeed. You don't want any drinks, so let's show you some clues. We don't have any clues. Okay. No new clues. Okay. So, this time around I'm going to start from right to left and starting with a detective. Hello, Hugo. Bartender. Detective. What do you want? I'm very busy right now. You know, I never pictured you as a Nestor, detective. Hugo's face immediately turns bright red upon hearing his middle name. He doesn't remain flustered for long, however, as his embarrassment turns to consternation. I'm not sure how you missed this fact, Bartender, but I'm not a man known for his sense of humor or patience. Sorry, Hugo. I told you not to dig into this case and you decided to dig into me and my personal background instead? While I commend you on your ability to gather and collect information, my admiration is lessened by how trivial the information is. Let us move beyond these immature playground games. I'm in no mood to be mocked today, or ever. Apologies, Detective Mertens. What do you want? Any more thoughts on the BPD? Right now, I feel they are a compromised public service, unwilling to give hard-working officers like me the support and resources I need to achieve success, but expecting it nonetheless. Have you always felt this way? No. In truth, I was once very naive, an exemplary officer of the Bukovie PD, the youngest detective, and an outspoken evangelist for the duty, honor, and integrity of the Bukovie Constabulary. And now, I once spoke with Elena Ernest about the history of our esteemed PD. She had and has a cynical view of our purpose and our inception. I was once willing to argue with her tooth and nail that she was wrong. I would extol the virtues of our system at length, talk of honor and justice and equality, but the more I see of the force, the more I think these values are just words. No action is behind them. Damn it, Bartender, I miss Belgium. I miss a place where everything made sense, and these were rules. We followed them. There are too many shades of grey here. Rules we must follow, rules we ignore, rules we don't talk about. Was Belgium so different? Maybe, I don't know. Perhaps the whole world has changed. Sometimes I have this dream, Bartender. I should not tell you about it. Maybe another time. How are you enjoying your time at the theater? Are you being funny with me? Huh? I hate everything about working with these people. I hate the way they speak, always dancing around the point. I hate the smell of grease paint and the dirty backstage rooms they infest. Most of all, I hate their laughter and singing in general. Tomfoolery. Sounds insufferable? Precisely, and I'm getting nowhere. I'm just so aggravating. I can't connect with them at all. I need someone who can speak to these people, someone from their world, or at least someone that isn't me. What do you mean? I know what I am, Bartender. Driven, focused, meticulous, but I also know what I'm not. Friendly? Very funny. I'm not prone to flights of fancy. I'm not mercurial. Fond of dramatics. All this singing and dancing and the way these theatric types are so emotional, it's exhausting. Tell me, why are they always so expressive? I was not built for this much silly business. That's true. Yes, nice, he likes that. Like I said, I know what I am. I'm glad at least you can be serious with me. Well, I'm glad I can perhaps talk to some suspects here where their guards is down. Though they keep slipping away from me, like heels between my fingers. Yeah, I could help. It's my job to pin them down or to grab hold of them, I guess. So just keep serving them strong drinks and let me work. I will get the information I need or go mad trying. Okay, I'm not going to present any evidence, it seems. So, can you talk about the case at all? To my partner? Yes, you are not my partner. You don't have a partner. That's correct. And why would you want to get involved anyway? It is not better to keep your nose clean? Yes, I suppose so. I wanted to help. Look, I still need a bar. I still need the customers here, relax and with their guard down. Do what you do best. Make drinks, make casual conversation and let me do my job. Do you want 10 lays worth of free advice? Avoid Elena Harnest. Why? Elena is a liability. The press are swarming once again. This is somehow an even bigger media circus than the Draga's murder. An opera star stabbed on stage in front of an audience. By the goddess, crimes don't come more high profile than this. This is my big chance to show that I'm where I'm supposed to be, to show all those doubters in the precinct that I am the man for this job, and that is exactly what I intend to do. Why are you so quiet, bartender? What are you scheming? It's nothing, detective. Yes, well, very good. I'm not going to say I'm working with Elaine, of course. Don't most detectives work with partners? Yes. So? I told you already, I will not be working with you on this case. What about another police officer? Yes, well, this is rather a sore point, so thank you very much for bringing that up. Sorry? Nice. Please forgive me. I am on the edge. Your question is a reasonable one. The Bukovie constabulary is a competitive environment, filled with overly ambitious young men who will pat you on the back one moment and stab you in the next. There are too many people just like me, and I don't want to work with someone just like me. I want someone reliable, steady, and perhaps, if I'm being honest, someone who is better with people. That's not my strongest area. So yes, I could have a partner. I could even choose to deputize a member of the public to help me, as you know, but right now, I have to do this alone. I get it. The truth is, I had a partner once. Trevelyan was his name. Handsome fella, smooth talker, ambitious, like me, but charismatic too. What happened to him? He was my first partner and I was his. After we were assigned to the same district, we embraced. When we filed our first arrest, it felt like winning a grand prize. It seemed like nothing could stop us. But the truth is, he outshone me. He leapfrogged me for promotion and now is dating the commissier's daughter. When I say hello to him in the station corridor, he doesn't even look at me. Damn. Don't worry about me, bartender. There was a lesson in it for me. There's a lesson there for you too, if you want to hear it. Sure. I let Trevelyan take the lead, take the glory. I became a sidekick, a side character in my own life, because I thought his success was our success. So I coasted on his achievements and didn't push myself to reach my true potential. A clever young woman once said, "Never dim your star to let another shine brighter." She was right. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think so. Good. Let's get back to our respective jobs. Okay. About the dream you had. Right, sometimes I have this dream, bartender. I probably shouldn't tell you about it, but I will. In my dream, I was on my model train, a tiny man, as small as shot glass. I was riding around and around the track on the back of a locomotive. The little model world was whizzing past. I was content. Suddenly, on a parallel track, my father came past me on another train. It was cold and there was snow on the ground, and his train whistled past me towards the tunnel. The whistling wind and snow was getting worse. He didn't say anything to me, his face was wrapped in a scarf. He didn't look at me. I could see he was holding a torch. It lit up the path ahead, light up the tunnel when he went inside. And in the dream I knew he was going ahead to light up a fire in the cold and the dark. And I knew that at the end of the tunnel, on the other side, if there was another side, he'd be waiting for me. That was my dream. Are you okay, Hugo? He shakes his head distractedly, then licks his lips like he wants to say more, but his features darken and he relaxes his shoulders. I'm fine, and I'm done with this subject. Let's move on. Okay, should I present anything to you, man? No, I'm not going to present any evidence, like Olivia said, so I should get back to work. Okay, let's talk to Mr. Lawrence. Ah, finally, I thought I'd sit here an eon. Good evening, Lawrence. I'm in dire need of invigorating conversation and a drink. I hope you can provide both. Okay. I can't serve you a drink, so I'm not going to ask you about your preferences. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions because we got 3 actions. Okay. So the Alliance was to be your swan. Indeed, it was a wonderful play about tragedy and melancholy. A tour de force through the history of Tsaren society with Olivia Carmine and Strava Stone back where they should be. Top billing. Both Olivia and Stravas were the stars of my first play, Crossing. In some ways, the Alliance was the second part of that story, though not linked by plot or character. The 2 plays were thematic siblings. In a sense, the Alliance closed the loop that began with Crossing. What are your plays about? Life, death, and everything in between. Though I don't write the stories, the Alliance was written by Gale the Winter. But though the script is important, it is the director and the producer who bring the words to life and create the magic. You can think of the script as the rails we ride on. Meanwhile, as producer and director, I both construct a locomotive and pilot it to where it needs to go. That's quite a metaphor. Yeah, he likes that. Well, I'm glad to help you peek behind the curtain and explain how the magic is made. I'm in dire need. Yeah. Okay, so we've got... Tell me about your other place. Oh, must I? I really feel the Alliance is my deafening work. Everything else has been a stepping stone, including the step. What was the step about? It was originally a Bildungsgrom about a young man whose genius was curtailed by an overbearing wife. Huh? It wasn't well reviewed, but need must. I opened the doors for better projects during the middle period slump of my career, and I think the critics often talking out of their... well, you know. Anything else? Oh, I've directed 100 plays and produced more. Give me a subject and I'll tell you about a play I've worked on. Bars? Yes, I directed a play called Nazdrave, a wonderful little potboiler about a tavern that was snowed in and the patrons knew one of their companions was a killer. I've had a long career, but I'm an optimistic. I still believe my best work is ahead of me. I'm sure it is. I'm in dire need. Yeah. Okay, one more action. Could an enemy have tried to sabotage the Alliance? An enemy? Who in the world would consider me an enemy? I just thought, well, I suppose I can think of 1 or maybe 2, now that you mention it. Like, well, there's Artemis Goldofin, the theater critic. That fat old queen never did warm up to my work. Talentless heck. Then there's Carmelia Simone. She was a falsetto who could break a crystal glass with her voice and breaks the hearts of every wife whose husband she seduced. That woman was voracious and vicious. When I chastised her, she threatened to burn down the rehearsal studio. Oh, and of course that's my old rival Marcos van Karstein, the 8th Duke of Honoria. Never did like me or my family. His father and my father had a blood feud, and as their sons, Marcos and I were expected to continue that feud. Neither of us had the stomach for blood though, so instead we sent a series of increasingly savage letters to one another. I once called his suit Ori Awful. Ori Awful? It means horrible and awful at the same time. Of course. And I suppose my ex-wife Mariana might wish specific harm on me, and I know this because she sent me a letter. What did he say? I wish you specific harm, of course. You have a lot of enemies. Yes, well, if you are not upsetting anyone with what you say, you are not saying anything at all. Where did the time go? I must be off. Good night, bartender. Nighty-night. And finally, this stranger, assertive lady, an assertive young woman approaches the bar. For a brief moment she looks around, seeming to admire the decor before she takes a seat on the stool. A woman walks into a bar. It's not a bad start, huh? Huh? It's the opening of one of my favorite books. Then she orders a drink. So, what have you got? What do you like? Something tangy, perhaps with a hint of spice? Tangy with spice. Okay. Oh, we already know her name. You place a tall glass before Effia. She smiles. So this is Effia DeVos, another suspect. How about a drink? I'd love one. A well-mixed cocktail is always appreciated. Spice. Okay, we've got the femme fatale. And I think that's it. I think that's your drink, man. Or woman in this case. What is this? It's good. I want to make this at home when prohibition ends. This venue is nice. Vincent's doing a good thing here, creating a place for us all to drink and mix. Mixed clientele. Most of them aren't awful. What does that mean? Oh, don't take my cynicism too seriously. My opinion of people improves dramatically when I'm no longer so sober. Thanks for the drinks and the conversation. Okay, so we've got a new suspect, I think. Indeed. And I think we found her. Yeah, we did. The femme fatale. So let's talk to her. Nice and cozy in here tonight. Good to see you again. Welcome back, Effia. This would be a nice place to find a quiet corner and write it in my notebook. Good ambience. Okay. We've got 5 actions, so we can ask it all. You were listed as a stagehand on the Lions. Can I ask you about it? No. I'm not going to go like this. Let's talk about the parents. Have you always lived in Bukovie? Yes, but my parents were immigrants, and I get that question a lot. What do they do? My dad was a stagehand. Tough job, long hours, heavy work, and when something goes wrong, you'd better be able to prove you are not to blame. Stagehands are easy to replace. It wasn't easy for my parents. They took a long time to settle in Bukovie. They couldn't visit the Maverick Opera House often, but when Dad managed to sneak me and my mother in, and we would watch it together, nothing felt more like home. Yes. Okay. So what's like being a stagehand? It's a hard job, physical. That is? Yes, and I suppose it's great if you love working with props, backstage, paintings and such. Very fulfilling. But it's like being a bartender. I love every minute of it. Nice, she likes that. Well, you make it look easy and fun. This would be... yeah. Now, let's ask about Reese. Why? Are you going after them? Should I be? Reese is good at their job and doesn't suffer fools. I like that. Sure, they are not a beam of sunshine and they don't play the game, but that kind of professionalism and detachment is something that shouldn't be held against them. Reese often had flaming rows with Olivia over her lack of professionalism and general disregard for the work they deliver as a prop master. Okay, I think Olivia respected Reese, maybe, but Reese had no time for divas. This... yeah, okay. Okay. You were listed as a stagehand on the Lions. Can I ask you about the accident? I suppose so. I have nothing to hide. Who had access to the prop room? I mean, Reese obviously, and a few other stagehands. Stravos didn't enter the prop room during the intermission because he was ushered away to have his makeup redone by Lawrence, although... I did see Stravos at the prop table before the actual show. Interesting. This will be a... yeah. Okay. So, one action left. Let's start by showing you this. Do you know anything about this? I don't gossip about my co-workers, certainly not at a time like this. That's not who I am. Take your prying inquiries elsewhere. Alright. I can't spend all my money on cocktails. Time for me to get home. Safe trip, Fia. Okay. The machine should have info on Effia. Indeed, Effia the Voss. Born in 1898, is a citizen of Bukovie who immigrated to Zara at a young age. She is credited working as a stagehand and as an actor. Her first credit was 1918, where she acted in Crossing. More recently, in 1928, she appeared as a stagehand during the premiere of The Lions. No further information is available. Okay. So not much help there. You want to log off? Yeah, let's log off. And now let's talk to Elena. Hello, Elena. Good evening. So... we've got two pieces of evidence. Reese often had flaming rows with Olivia over her lack of professionalism and general disregard for the work they delivered as a prop master. Let's present this. Flaming rows behind the scenes. Where was Lawrence in all of this, I wonder? It would have been his responsibility to watch out for this kind of thing. Yeah. And now, Stravos did not enter the prop room during the intermission, as he was ushered away to have his makeup redone by Lawrence. Effia did see Stravos at the prop table just before the show, however. Very good, considering what we knew from the outset about when the weapon must have been planted. That seems to rule out Stravos as a suspect. Seems a bit obvious considering he is the victim. There's nothing obvious about it. No part of a criminal investigation is redundant, dear. You should always do your due diligence. If he had been at the prop table during the intermission, he could have planted that weapon as easily as anyone else. We'd have to consider him a suspect. Lucky for us, he was only there before the show. Not lucky for him, though. Yeah, indeed. Okay. So, going to end day 3. nothing more we can do here. So let's end it. And let's try to piece our new evidence together. Let's bet ginger ale. And we've got hands on table and butting heads. Okay, let's start with this. Probably it won't connect to anything, but we'll try. Yeah. Does not connect with anything at all. Okay, so let's bet ginger ale and let's go to sleep and start day 4. Let's do it. Day 4, Thursday. Oh, we've got a lot of people, so I'm going to leave it for tomorrow, guys. We've got Hugo here in a bad mood. Not tomorrow, for Monday. So this is going to be a cliffhanger. So yeah, I'm going to end the episode here, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and leave me some comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. My name is TituElite. I hope to see you Monday, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye, and take care.